I woke up in a hospital bed, my body shattered, my life hanging by a thread. Then came the gut-wrenching realization that those I held dearest, my own family, chose fleeting pleasures and buried secrets over my survival. Before we dive in, if you've ever faced betrayal from those you trusted most, make sure to subscribe. You're not alone. And here, we share stories of survival, strength, and second chances. I'm Sarah Bennett, a nurse who unearthed a truth so earth-shattering it dismantled my reality. When trust is a lie, courage becomes your only truth. Autumn in Boston passes swiftly, but for me, a nurse at City General Hospital, each day stretched into an unending trial of endurance. I was the cornerstone of my family, reliably steadfast, perpetually selfless. My mother, Evelyn, and sister Lauren depended on me for everything, household duties, errands, even orchestrating their extravagant social gatherings. Yet I never voiced dissent. It was simply my existence. My father, Robert, was my anchor. A high-ranking corporate strategist, he jetted across the globe, but his devotion to me remained unshakable. When I pursued nursing, he championed my choice. Lately, though, his absences grew prolonged, and I sensed a widening chasm, not just in distance, but in our family's bonds. One crisp October evening, after an exhausting overnight shift, Evelyn called with a predictable demand. "Manage the catering and setup for Lauren's elite networking soiree. We're headed to Manhattan." I acquiesced, as always, yet a nagging unease stirred. Why did my family so readily disregard my burdens? Why was my sacrifice presumed? Then came a video call from Robert, supposedly in London. "I'll be abroad for 3 months," he said, regret lacing his voice for missing my birthday. "If anything happens, Sarah, reach out. Any hour." His words were a beacon, yet they sowed a seed of suspicion. Why such concern? Weeks melded into a blur. My routine oscillated between hospital marathons and familial obligations, my efforts unseen by those I cherished. But an unseen tempest was gathering. On a frigid November night, catastrophe struck. A truck roared through a red light, colliding with me as I left my shift. Darkness engulfed me. In the frenetic emergency ward of City General, my colleagues battled to save me. Their sister, in scrubs, Dr. Ellis, the ER director, identified me immediately. "It's Bennett," he declared. "Notify her family." A nurse dialed Evelyn, anticipating urgency. Her response was staggering. "I'm tending to Lauren's spaniel. I can't make it now. Perhaps later today." Evelyn was preoccupied with Lauren's pet and a Manhattan shopping spree to rush to my bedside. I was alone, clinging to life, surrounded only by monitors and the nurses who refused to surrender me. Days passed in a liminal haze. My colleagues held vigil, their voices my sole tether to hope. Evelyn and Lauren finally appeared, laden with luxury bags, grumbling about ICU protocols, their words sliced deeper than any injury. "Such an inconvenience. Don't tell your father, Sarah. It'll only trouble him." "Let's hurry, Mom. We're late for our gala." I overheard, my fragile state no barrier to their cruelty. A question seared my mind. Why conceal this from Dad? If Robert knew, he'd be here. Something was amiss. I resolved to uncover it. On the 7th day, my resilience defied the odds. A medical marvel, the doctors proclaimed. With Nurse Rachel's aid, I unraveled a deception that fractured my world. Robert wasn't abroad for 3 months. He was in Singapore, due back soon. Why had Evelyn lied? The truth hit when I, discharged and driven, slipped into our family home undetected. There, I overheard Evelyn with a man, Michael Carter. Their words were a blade. "Robert must never know Lauren isn't his." The DNA test confirmed it. My reality imploded. My sister wasn't my father's daughter. My mother's treachery spanned decades. I dispatched the truth to my father. Recordings, emails, DNA evidence. Robert deserved clarity. When he returned to Boston, he bypassed Evelyn's doorstep. He found me, safe with Rachel, and we pledged to forge anew our unyielding bond, father and daughter, resolute. Evelyn and Lauren, their web of deceit unraveled, leaving them to confront the wreckage alone. I survived more than a collision. I triumphed over betrayal. In the end, I chose truth over silence. When deception surrounds you, what will you choose to uncover? Subscribe for more compelling tales of resilience and revelation. Share your reflections below.